about a few people that we haven't talked about in a hot minute, and that is Derek and Monique. So, as many of you may already know, Derek did get a restraining order put out against Monique. He used like some of the evidence, like the scenes from that whole fight with his brother and his Monique's sisters from the show, as one of the reasons why he felt like he wasn't safe. And a judge did grant a restraining order. So Monique and Derek are not supposed to be in contact at this time, but apparently Derek pulled up at this bar and called the police in an attempt to get Monique arrested, according to her. She posted and she said, "My ex is literally a stalker. He's been stalking me for the past 2.5 years. He pulled up to my location tonight with the police, thinking they was gonna arrest me. He wants me to have a mugshot so bad. Move on." And I was like, oh my God, like what happened? And she said, okay, so this is the tea I got last night, y'all. Little man just got off papers. The minute he did, he left Crunchywig talking about his girl Angel and them badass kids. I knew he was just using her for room and board. Per the source, he called the police because he wanted to get my attention. He was trolling and it was just for content. If I would have went to jail, he would have bonded me out, then asking how to get me back. Insane. That man needs to go to effing hell immediately. A lot of people were trying to figure out like what exactly Monique did to have Derek try to get her arrested, and she slid into my comments and she said, "There's a restraining order in place. He's been stalking me. I was in Cleveland for my friend's birthday this weekend, and a few hours later he pulled up with the police talking about how he's in fear for his life. If that's the case, why would you pull up to location where I'm at?" Shaking my head, he thought they was going to arrest me, but they just told me to leave. Even though I was there first, since he has the restraining order on me, I had to leave. And someone slid in the comments and said, so how he know you was out there and exactly where you was at? Like, let's be for real, this story is kind of getting boring. And she said, well, first, me and my friend was out drinking. I posted on my stories and she's from Cleveland. Secondly, this man approached me who I've never met before, but apparently he said he met me before and said, hey, I'm Dee's cousin. Remember me? Y'all came over my house before. Just saying hi. And he walked off. 2 hours later, the police showed up with him. So I'm guessing the cousin told him I was there or he saw from my stories. Cleveland is not his city. I can go wherever I want, and I shouldn't be stalked and harassed by a man who claimed he was catfish and never wanted me. Like, what's the reason? And then Derek's girl, well, I guess now ex-girl, according to Monique, posted and she said, I appreciate y'all's support, but we on to bigger and better things, pun intended. And I'm sure she's talking about Derek. And she said, there's no way the queen can attend a peasant pity party where there's M's on the table. And then she shared like a link to one of her Tubi movies. And then Monique clapped back after she got wind of these story posts, and she said nobody was watching that movie last year or the year before. That and damn sure ain't watching it today. Give it up. She takes any and every opportunity to try and promote that low budget film, anything new. And I still want to know, like, did anybody ever get their books from that book that she claimed she was writing about Monique and Derek's life story or their relationship journey? Then she shared alleged messages from Derek where he said, no recordings, no screenshots. When you want to get away, take a trip, let me know. See you still on bullshit, recording, doing everything for the internet. And she said, I'm always do it for the internet. I love y'all. And I wouldn't trust it. Like, I'd be scared he'd be trying to, like, get her away and immediately call the police to have her arrested. And then Monique laughed back and said, M's on the table? She must be talking about mac and cheese. That is not the only drama that Monique has had this week. She's had some beef with Latisha. So I remember seeing Monique post back in November 2024 talking about this girl who stole a pair of boots from her, and I remember reading it at the time, and I'm like, damn, I wish she would just name drop. But she wasn't willing to name drop at the time. She said, I've been looking all over for these boots since last year. And take note of this day that she posted this. This is on November 30th of 2024. She said, I knew I left them in a bitch car. She swore up and down that I didn't leave them in there. I'm scrolling on here and I just seen that witch walking around with my shit on for Thanksgiving. Now, me being the petty woman I am, I should say something to her. But I'm gonna let the girl slide because she's already going through enough if she had to steal my shoes. Funky feet ass. And then she said, a part of me want to be so messy and tell y'all, but people done dragged her enough already. So she went months without mentioning who exactly this boot thief was. So I figured maybe the woman like saw it and all of a sudden felt bad or felt guilty and decided to return the boots. But no, Monique decided to post about the boot thief once again. Then Monique made a post earlier this week and she said, remember I told y'all about the girl that stole my boots and had the nerve to wear them on Thanksgiving Day? Apparently she's known to be the biggest scammer thief in her city now, facing multiple theft charges unrelated to me. But I hope they throw the book at her. Them was my favorite pair of shoes and I'm still mad about it. So I had one of my friends actually send this to me and they're like, yo, I think she's talking about Latisha. And they sent me this picture of Latisha on November 30th wearing this pair of boots. And they were like, okay, this is the same day that Monique was complaining about seeing this girl post a picture with her man from Thanksgiving wearing the boots. So I'm like, damn, she's got to be talking about Latisha. So I went in the comments and I was like, you must be talking about Latisha. And Monique responded and she said, you so messy, which to me pretty much confirms that she is indeed talking about Latisha. And she did later confirm that in the comments. Well, Latisha got wind that Monique was talking about her and she made a post of her own. She shared the same pictures of her in the boots on November 30th, and she said, throwback to me, my hubby. Our very first holiday together, Thanksgiving 2024, and our first visit after one of his long lockdowns in January of 2023. Child, my brand new Tims were killing my tiny ankles at that visit, but I thugged it out because nothing was keeping me from that hug. You can see her wearing the shoes in different pictures. I don't know, the picture she shared on Thanksgiving, the boots look a little wider, like in the ankle part compared to the other pictures. But you guys let me know what you think. Do we think Latisha stole Monique's shoes? Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if she did. She seems like the type of person to steal somebody's dirty undies or socks and then turn around and help them look for it. But then Monique, she's been dragging Latisha because she's convinced Latisha stole her boots. She's been sharing posts from Colleen. Like, Colleen's like, hey, if anybody needs to serve Latisha, she has an upcoming court date. And at one of Latisha's previous court dates with Colleen, somebody did take up that opportunity and did serve Latisha because I think she's been ducking and dodging process servers. But that's it for this video, guys. Man, I wish Love After Lockup would do like a singles life spinoff because I would love to follow some stories like Derek and Monique. I would love to watch their love lives or their journeys after the show, even though they're not together. I don't know so much about Derek and Angel, but if Derek was to try to go out and like date women and Monique was to go out and date, but I do think she has a man. But even then, like, what happened to the Where Are They Now segments? Like, we used to at least get Where Are They Now segments like once or twice a year. They would come on and have like a little short season with like 6-8 episodes, but we haven't had those in like a year. And there's been plenty of updates. I mean, I've shared hella updates. Just, I have a whole channel pretty much just sharing updates and recaps. So there's plenty to share. But hell, I can think of a handful of people just off the top of my head that I'd love to see updates on, like Monique, Derek, Angela, Andrea, Lamar. I'd like to hear what Lacey and John are up to. Are they still together? And who else? Angela, Monique, and Derek. I'd love to hear what Rachel's up to, you know, the one that was with Doug. There's plenty of people that I could think of that I would love to hear from and just get like a short little update from. And I just miss like the season that Monique and Derek were on because it seemed like every single Friday night oh my god, there was so much going on. That was a good season right there. But let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.